What's good, darling? It's your favorite Northern Belle, aka it's your girl Jourdan, and welcome back to the Northern Belle Wellness Retreat, where we'll be staying for the month of January for our book club read. If you're new and you've never seen my face before, what's up? This is your new favorite virtual book club where each trip is at our fingertips by each book that we read. This month we are staying at the Northern Belle Wellness Retreat Resort, where we are focusing in on our mental health and well-being and really creating habits to shape us into being the better person that we want to be. With that being said, our ticket/book this month is Atomic Habits. This week we'll be covering chapters 6 through 10. And if you haven't ever seen my face before and you're new here, you can go ahead and pause the video if you want and click the link below to see our intro video and chapters 1 through 5. I hope you guys are all read up, but as usual, if you are not, it's okay. That's why I'm here. Let's get into the video. I have my handy dandy iPad. As y'all know, I'm an iPad girly. And we're gonna read off my notes because I don't want to be confused. Right? Oh, and this whole thing? Yeah, shop the Northern Belle. The link will be below. Thank you. Let's get into chapter 6. Motivation is overrated and environment matters more. A quick pause. I do not like the way environment is spelled. I have beef with it. I'm over here writing my notes and I was having such a hard time because why are you spelled like that? Let me know in the comments what words you just cannot get jiggy with the spelling. Because environment, me and her, we don't get along. I digress. Let's get back. So habits are fueled by a dopamine hit, and sometimes it's the idea of the reward versus the actual reward that gets us done. So think about when you're stressed, think about when you're overwhelmed or you're in a snacky mood, right? If scrolling on TikTok relieves some type of your stress and allows you to disassociate, we're wasting time, right? If eating a bad snack or having a drink that we truly didn't need is what you're going to do for stress relief, it's not really about what the actual thing is. It's about what the idea of the escape or the outcome is. So what if instead of when you're stressed, you swapped it out for a walk? Or when you're overwhelmed and you want to have a drink, you instead do something else like color, journal, pray. Do the things that will truly give you a dopamine hit without it being tied to the negative habit that you're having. Chapter 7. Self-control isn't about strength. It's about avoiding temptation. I love how simple this book truly breaks things down because it makes you sit there like, okay. Because imagine if you don't buy the bad snacks, if you don't put yourself in a situation where you can be tempted, you will never have to rely on self-control or discipline, right? It's really about avoiding the temptation. And the beautiful part about having free will is that we can truly avoid it if we want to. We don't have to buy the snack. We don't have to buy the drink. We don't have to watch the show. We don't have to talk to the person. We truly have free will. And if we eliminate different things, we won't even have to worry about not seeing it. That's like going through an audit and making sure that your social media is clear from all the negative gossip pages and it's more filled with the things that you want to see. You will never have to worry about the negative feeling that you get when you see nothing but Team Z and the Shade Room and World Star. Chapter 8. Habits can be enjoyable. Using temptation as a bundling, right? So we talked about habit stacking last week, but it's no different here. This uses dopamine by pairing the pleasure of a disciplined behavior. So it's about balance. Listen to your favorite podcast, or if you do want to watch Love and Hip Hop or Baddies, I don't know, I don't watch that kind of stuff. But if you do want to watch that stuff, pair it with a walk. Pair it with things that give it a certain time limit, a certain time frame, right? So for me, if I want to listen to my favorite podcast or if I want to do the auto scroll feature on TikTok and just let my mind wander aimlessly. I'll do it while I'm washing the dishes because I know it won't be done forever, and then I can always just lock back in and do whatever I'm supposed to be doing. But I also get a little dopamine hit because I'm habit stacking. Chapter 9, the role of community. And your community plays a huge part in how your habits are shaped, formed, and even continued. Here we're thinking the product of an environment, right? So think about your friends and family. Those are certain learned behaviors that you've had. Think about society and culture. There's just certain things culturally we don't do, or we do. Think about the many, right? The people that we see on social media that influence us or defluence us from doing things and make us want to do more. Think about the person who has the It Girl routine, the 5 a.m. routine, the Becoming Her series. All these things make or break how we really do get our habits and our communities. Think about birds of a feather that flock together. If your friends don't read, send them to the book club, be a trendsetter. If your family has a bunch of alcoholics, if you learn to naturally just own up for other people's mistakes, those are all habits that you're learning. And if you disassociate with certain stuff, imagine how your habits will change. Community is important. And chapter 10 was a whammy, if you will. It talks about fixing and finding the habit, right? So first is define. What are the bad habits that you're having? This is where you really get to sit and look at your behaviors throughout the day. If it's that you smack when you eat your food, or you chew very loudly, if these are my pet peeves, evidently, coming out to play. If you snooze continuously in the morning, if you instantly have a negative thought whenever something happens, or you see someone who's super happy, think about the negative habits or the bad habits that you have that you would like to change and swap it. It's not always, again, about subtraction. It's about addition here, or swapping, if you will. I don't know the mathematical term for that. You guys tell me. I wasn't a math major. Think about swapping that habit to be something else. Here we're thinking, instead of, what's a good one? Instead of doing something counterproductive, like lashing out, right? When we don't feel like we're being heard, journaling, or even going to take a break and leaving a voice note in your phone, because what we truly want is to be heard and understood. And sometimes people don't have the capacity to do that. That doesn't make it fair, because your feelings are still valid, but it allows you to at least get what's off your chest there in a healthy way. We don't want to do anything counterproductive, because again, we are locked in and we are becoming who we want to be. We are identifying ourselves as the outcome from now on. Well, darling, that brings us to the end of the video. To recap, let's go through it. I'm gonna read my notes because y'all know I don't like to be confused. Remember that attraction drives behavior, environment reduces willpower, pairing your pleasure with discipline, community drives habits, and that bad habits just reveal unmet needs. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're loving these videos, be sure to like and subscribe and share with somebody else that you would like to join the BNB. As always, we have a little bit of interaction that I need from you, other than clicking the links below to engage on our socials. I need you to go ahead and decide what you're gonna do as far as your audit, your behavioral audit, your social media audit, your life audit. Comment audit down below so that I know you've at least watched this far in the video. Until next time, be well, and I'll see you guys for chapters 11 through 15 next week. Bye.